So you wear
So
a lot of hats too, Andre.
mm,
How many hats do you wear? Like, what are all your jobs, especially being on the independent grind? Like, you have a lot of jobs. Like, could you give us a little bit of information on like how you're able to manage all of this by yourself, or do you reach out to support for support? Like, how do you do that?
well, I do manage a lot myself or whatever, but I've also hired a lot of different freelance artists that work with me because I
Mm,
still continue to write my story or whatever. So because until I can get someone or meet someone that can write damn near an exact story that I write, then I'll get another writer in. Uh, but I write most of my stories. I get different artists to work on different things.
mm,
Obviously, I publish it myself. When I first started back in the early 90s and whatnot, I was reading different books as far as self-publishing that I would get from not Barnes and Noble, but back then we had Borders Bookstore.
Borders. Yeah.
Went there, get my books on self-publishing and learning, learning screenwriting. I was learning a whole lot, as far as that's concerned. So that taught me a lot as far as the self-publishing books.
Mm,
So I publish my books myself. I go out here and promote it myself. I've always been good on marketing and promotions because I was doing that even prior to the internet days.
yeah.
Because we'll go back to what we were saying earlier about selling out the trunk. I would
Mm,
pop up somewhere, somebody have a show or an event going on. Guess what? Guess who's in there? Me selling my comics. People like, wait a minute, comics don't have nothing to do with what we're doing here, but guess what? People are buying them, and this is what
exactly.
I do.
Yeah.
So that helped get my fan base up quite a bit to the point where kids that were 6 years old when their fathers and mothers was buying my books, they're now 30 years old saying, "Hey, I still got the first one that was
Hmm.
in black and white." So that's a good thing to me. That's a beautiful thing to me. So all the hats that I wear, it's a lot of them. Trust me, it's almost as many baseball hats I actually have, but it's a lot. I got a lot of baseball hats.
Yeah.
So how long would you say to, because I hear varying things for people when it comes to like, for example, like how long it takes to do a comic page, but we're talking to like
Mm,
different, but how long does it
good
take
question.
on average for you guys to complete an issue of, let's say, Dreadlocks? Like, does it take a couple months? Does it take, a few weeks? Like, how does that go? What's
Actually, it really doesn't take long at all. It depends on the approval rate, and or if the artists decide they just want to just draw what they want to draw, and you're just gonna like it and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
So if I'm one of these type of individuals. I feel that by me being an artist myself, I have to be able to tell a story without any words, if that makes sense,
That does.
just with images only. So if I can tell a story with words, then we're getting somewhere. So if an artist try to hand me 2 pages and I don't see what's being conveyed here, guess what? He's got to draw them over again. So
Hmm.
that may take a little time right there because I'm very, very strict on that. I'm stuck on that. Been like that for years. Even when I was drawing them myself, I didn't like this page. I don't like this page. But what it is, it may take me approximately. It could take me a month to 2 months tops to complete a whole book.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, if I let the artist just stay on it and he's conveying the message, and like I got one artist that I'm working with, his name is Rom. He already know exactly what to do. He gets on it, he get it done in a month if I
Mm.
let him.
Oh
In a
wow, okay.
month, he can get it done just that quick.
Irvin
And
just
then, of
smile.
course,
You get Irvin some ammo. You should be
right,
calling that.
right, and
No,
just
no.
that quick, I get to do my colors. But see, that's where the slowdown comes is when I start doing the colors and highlights and all that good stuff
And the
and the dialogue.
lettering. And,
Right, that's when it slows up because I'm
mm,
doing so much, outside of comics. I work for a living as well, and that takes up a lot of time. And when I come home and I like to get my colors in, and the thing is, I fall asleep right at the computer, and boom, I wake up later on like, whoa, what the hell am I doing in here? Sleep? I should be in the bed. Then I cut my computer off, leave it, save everything, leave it right where it is, and then get back on it. The next day or 2 days later.
so it sounds like, I mean, outside of you just wearing hats, you have a pretty good understanding of your vision And how does
Right.
that work? Like being like, because I know you sound like you color too. So
Right.
you write, you draw, and you color. So you pretty much can do all the jobs that
Right.
you need done. So it kind of helps you with the editing process with dealing with younger artists or
Mhm.
artists in general. So what is like the biggest challenge working with people in regards to creating your vision?
Well, the biggest challenge, and I'm sure this is probably most creators and publishers or editors' biggest challenge, is when individuals come along, they want to change everything and make it what they want it to be.
Mm.
You have a lot of artists that come along, and, I think we should do it like this. This is not your project to think that this is what we're going to do. It's my project, so you're going to do exactly what I want to be done.
Mhm. And that's
So that can be a
limitations.
challenge as well. So you get a lot of artists that don't want to work with you because you telling them, you letting them know that, hey, only thing your name is going on is artist. That's it. You're not the creator. So we run into issues there. Whereas some artists, they don't care. They're going to do exactly what you say as long as they're getting paid for it.
Mm.
They're freelance artists. That's why they're freelance artists, to do what you ask them to do, nothing more.
Mm.
Now, if they bring something that you never thought of, and you see that, wow, this is really dynamic and this is beautiful, let's work with it. If you see that, okay, that's not a challenge. You just upgraded me to a whole nother level.
Mm.
Whereas for the most part, that is a challenge with a lot of artists, dealing with different artists. They want to do what they want to do, and some want to charge you prices that these big willies you're getting, and
Yeah.
they're not even there yet. Nowhere near
Jim Lee
there.
prices.
Right, Jim Lee or more, and it's like you're not even there. I would never get a book out if I'm paying you $500, $600 a page. Are you
Right.
serious?
Do you think maybe people sometimes do that when it's like the kind of the get out of my face price? Like, I really don't want to do it, so I'm just gonna highball it so that you'll
No,
leave me alone.
I don't think they do that or whatever. Because everybody loves money. Number one, that's number one. So they'll do anything as far as drawing it price wise. I think the rules, the standards have been set up, and I don't know who set the standard rules up as far as how much individuals should get paid for a page, but whoever set it up, that's what they follow,
Mm.
whether that's the case or not.
Yeah.
I don't think we have any unions in this right here at all. Usually something like that is set up by a union. We don't have that.
So how do you, and that's a good question. That's something, I'm glad you brought that up, because I know me as a creator, when you're new, that's another thing that can be a barrier, is when you're coming in, you don't know like the business, because it's a creative business. It's like, I know we have a set standard now. I'm starting to learn that myself, but how did you navigate like how you sold product, or how much it cost, or how did you follow like the market value? Like, what was your process in figuring that out?
So the process that I follow basically is, first off, I see how much it costs me to print my books. That's the number one thing. The second, I'll venture off into the comic book stores to see how much they're selling their books for, like $4.95 or whatever. Back then it was like $2 and some change, or $1.25. And I have to look at what I'm actually putting into this book as far as to get it printed.
Mm.
And I have to look at also what the mainstream is doing, how much they're actually putting in their books, which is little or nothing. Where
Right.
they're getting their books printed, which is little or nothing. I have to look at what they're doing, and then I have to look at what I'm doing. So when I look at what I'm doing, I have to factor my price based on that alone.
Mm.
Because once I see that, I know I can't meet those prices, because
Mm.
my book, I think the average comic now is like $4.95 or something in
Yeah.
the comic book stores.
That's about right.
I couldn't sell my comic book at $4.95 or whatever, unless I was just grabbing and going to, to a show, and that was it. But I couldn't put it into a comic book store and sell it for that price, because of course the comic book store is going to want to knock off half of the money, for a wholesale or even consignment.
Mm-hmm.
So once they knock that off, that puts you at $2.45, somewhere around there. But you spent $1.88 to get it printed. So you losing money all the way around
Mhm.
doing that. Some people will ask the question, your books in the comic book stores, blah, blah. And I'm going to be honest. The only reason why you put your book in the comic book store is just so people can see it,
Mhm.
not to sell it, because you're not going to make any money there at all.
So where do you make most of your money? Is it at?
I make most of mine off the internet, my sales off my website store, and mostly it shows. Particular shows I make more at certain shows like I said, Black Comic Book Festival. I do pretty good at mine. Motor City Black Age and Motor City Comic Con, I did real good there. So mostly at the shows and what you make off the sales on the internet.
We running all the time. I could do this all day, right? This is it's like talking to family, so it's just like a
yeah, we do it all day, correct?
I want to ask, who would be like dream collaborators, people you would want to work with, whether it's people we know, industry, local, it doesn't matter. Like, who are some people you would love to just collaborate on ideas with?
I would love to collaborate with Dawood, because he's got the same vision that I follow for the most part. I would love to collaborate and do a full book with a brother named Shindo. I would love to do something with him. Let's see. Shit, I would love to work with Jim Lee.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites out there. Dale Keown, I would love to work with him. It's a lot of, I'm gonna be honest, it's a lot of individuals that I would love to collaborate with and do some work. Because it's a lot of outstanding work out there.
Yeah.
It's a lot of it that's out there. I would love to collaborate with everybody in Detroit, do like a whole universe dealing with a certain entity that we have to combat and deal with. But we got to come together right here.
Message.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I think I get it. I pick up on that.
Oh, you do? Okay, all right. So like I say, I would love to work with anybody as long as their vision is there. You got to have that vision and you got to want to do it. You can't be discouraged. You can't let nothing discourage you. It boils down to that. You got to be focused. And if you focus, I can work with you. If not, then you're stepping in the wrong ballpark over here.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna ask you our traditional question. Everybody who's been watching Shining Spotlight for a while, they know this question. If you're new to Shining Spotlight, which is obviously could be the case because this is episode 1 of season 5, which again, subscribe if this is your first time watching us. What is your end game? Meaning, what do you, when you look at the span of your entire career, thus far in comics, when you become an old man, when you're just sitting back and you're looking at everything you've done, what do you want your career to look like, just thus far? Or, it doesn't necessarily even have to be comics. It can be greater than that or different than that. But, it's kind of that Thanos question, what is your end game?
Well, to be honest, I don't have an end game because I'm still doing it. My game is a forever game, if that makes sense, because I'm already an old man, so I'm getting older. So needless to say, I'm in the forever game. So I'm gonna be like, I should say this: I'm like LeBron James in comics, in Black comics. I'm gonna be here forever. But my end game, though, for real though, is I want to have something live action movies, something like that. If I'm sitting in my little lazy boy, I can open up the television streaming channel. Oh, there go Dreadlocks right there. That's powerful. I would love to see like a lot of little kids, like Dreadlocks is their favorite character, their favorite superhero, stuff like that. That's what I'm looking for right there. It's nothing really. I guess that would be major, but it's something that I would be looking at. Animated movies, animated series. And I'll still be around. That's why I say I'm in the forever game.
Yeah. Legacy. Household name.
Correct. That's it.
I hear
and
that.
then I would like to see my nephews, do their thing. You know what I'm talking about, Shay?
Yeah.
Get out there and do their thing.
Yeah, exactly. Succession.
So that and then it'll continue on.
Yeah.
That's
bridging that gap.
That's it.
Okay,
beautiful.
okay. So where can people out there follow you? Where can they check out your stuff? You know, if I'm like, you know what, I really want to pick up a Dreadlocks comic right this moment. I want this in the mail by the end of the week.
Okay, they could go to urbanstylecomics.com or urbanstylecomics.store, or they can just pull me up on social media. Just pull up my name, Andre Batts, and I can direct them.
Okay, and we're going to include links to that down below. Obviously, I want to also make sure I take this time to say, make sure you check out the Motor City Black Age comics. This video is going up on, it should either be a Monday or a Tuesday when this video goes up. So hopefully a lot of you guys see it then. If you were watching this after the video, this convention happens every year. So you can come to it next year if you missed it for whatever reason, if you're watching this months from now when we put it out. But definitely recommend coming to this con. Definitely support. You don't have to just be Black to come to the con. You can be, any ethnicity, it's all welcome to all different types of people, to just be able to take part in, and there's a location there of the con as well. So if you're local, and it's only $5, I believe it's still $5, right?
Yes. And I want to say something, Urban. Thank you for saying that it's open to everyone, because I had somebody the other day that's all confused or whatever. I'm glad you said that.
Oh, wait, definitely. I want people to know that. It's like, hey,
and it's one of those things where pro-Black doesn't mean anti anything else. It's just, this is our voice, and we want y'all to participate, but this is what the basis is around. So now I hear you, and I understand.
Correct.
So with that being said, do you have anything else that you would like to say, Andre, to anyone or any nuggets out there you want to say?
I would like to tell everybody once again, everyone is into doing manga or comics, to make sure you stay true to the game and stay focused on your craft, and just keep developing your craft, because you can only get better. You can't get any worse unless you just leave it alone and drop it. Stay true to the game.
Okay. Do you have anything else to say, Che?
No, I'm all set. I'm just excited. I'm honored. I'm appreciative for being able to speak with you for my first interview. So interviewing family for the first interview was a great feeling. I'm just excited to have, known you for so long, see how much progression and how many people and young men around. When you said, yeah, I know somebody 30 years old and they were 6 when they got this comic, I'm one of them.
Right.
This still has the original. So
full circle.
Full circle.
Right. Full circle.
Full circle moment. So I just want to say thank you so much for that.
That's no problem. Appreciate you being around still, doing the right thing.
Absolutely.
Well, I hope that all of you guys out there have enjoyed this interview. We, obviously have a lot of other interviews that are going to be coming in the next coming weeks. We'll be putting these episodes typically out.